So today I want to talk about something that I believe is a major problem in the world, and I think it prevents a lot of people from being happy every day. I think it prevents a lot of people from getting the things that they want in life. I think it also causes a lot of unnecessary issues in people's lives. And today's video is going to be all about how do you really get out of your own way. More specifically, we're going to be talking about how do you get rid of stress permanently? Like, how do you get rid of stress forever? Now, you're probably thinking, Rob, I don't even know if that's even like possible. Listen, let me tell you something. If you know me personally, I'm talking about not just on these videos. If you know me personally outside of these videos, you would know for a fact, if you really think about it, when it comes to stress, I'm probably pretty high up on your list of somebody that you would want to listen to, because I don't even know how to do that anymore. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't even know like what stress feels like. I mean, the only stress that I have in my life is like stress that I put on myself, in order to like achieve things that I want fast. That's like the only kind of stress that I have. Other than that, I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm positive. And for a fact, if you know me personally outside this video, I challenge you to like really like think of a time where you saw me stressed out. Like, I don't know how to do that. I'm dead serious. Like, I really don't know how to do it. I told you, if I have stress in my life, it's stress that I put on myself, because I want to have like a higher sense of urgency towards some things, and I'm really trying to force some things to happen a lot faster than they normally would on their own. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I think you're going to find it very valuable. I think you're going to find it very helpful. And I think, you're going to be very happy with the results you get if you take action on the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. But before we jump into the main content of today, just in case you don't know, I have to remind you, my name is Rob Moore, award-winning author, leadership expert, and founder of LeadersWhoShine.com, and I help people show up, step out, and shine no matter where they are or what they do to create more leaders in the world. So, how do we eliminate stress? How can we possibly get rid of stress? It's a good question. And this is really how you do it. This is really how, well, I won't tell you how you do it. I'll explain to you like how I do it. I understand, I'm always looking at my life. I'm always looking at a lot of certain situations that happen in my life. I'm always analyzing my life and looking back on certain things and trying to figure out why certain things happened and why certain things didn't happen. And I've been blessed, and I'm very capable, and I've been able to do a really good job of breaking my life down, and I know exactly why certain things happen in my life. I can break it down in full detail like that. I don't know. It might be like a gift that I have. I don't know, but I can do that with my life. And one of the biggest lessons that I have learned in my life that has really allowed me to not only get out of my own way, but eliminate like more than 90% of the stress that I have in my life, which I really don't even know what that's like anymore, is this lesson. Listen to this tip. Just because something appears to be bad does not necessarily mean that it's bad. It's a very, very, very powerful lesson. And I actually came up with this quote on top of that. You know, sometimes good things have to be destroyed in order to create something great. So what does this mean? What does this mean? It means that sometimes things have to have, sometimes bad things have to happen in order for good things to happen. But so with that being said, just because something appears to be bad does not necessarily mean that it's bad. Let me give you some live examples. Here's a good example that I can talk about. Matter of fact, I'll give you a couple just to help you like really understand where I'm coming from. Like, I remember quite a few years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, I was going to a seminar. I was going to a speaking seminar that my man Jonathan Sprinkles was putting on. You know, phenomenal guy. You know, he was actually my coach for a while. Phenomenal guy. Love that guy to death. But I was going to his seminar. Matter of fact, it was like, I think it was like 4 years ago. It was probably the last time that I actually went to his seminar. And I remember I had to take 2 planes in order to get there. So I remember, you know, I forgot what airport I left out of, but it was somewhere in New York City. You know, I jumped on a plane and I had to go to like, I think it was like Cleveland, Ohio. I had to stop there, and in Cleveland, Ohio, I had to get on another plane. Now, Jonathan has this seminar in January. So I go to this on this trip. The weather is fine. The weather is perfectly fine in New York, you know, but then I get to Cleveland and I'm like, it's freaking like a snowstorm there. So I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm looking, and like as we were landing, you know, it was just starting to snow, so it wasn't that bad, right? But I had to actually be in the airport for a couple of hours. So after being in the airport for like an hour, it's starting to get pretty bad out. I mean, really bad. Like, it's like a snowstorm coming. So finally, it's time for me to get on the plane, you know, to make my last trip from there to Houston, Texas. And I mean, I didn't really understand how bad it was until like I actually got in the plane. So I'm in the plane and it is bad. I mean, I look out the window and it's completely white. So I'm like, I can't believe this. They're not delaying this flight or anything. They're not canceling this flight. And I mean, they were delaying a lot of flights. They were mostly canceling a lot of flights. And they were actually just about to get ready to close the entire airport down. But still, my flight's still good to go. So I get on the plane, and I mean, there's like nobody on the plane. Like, we're on a big plane. You know, like, I don't know how many people you can seat on there, but you can seat a lot of people. So I'm sitting on the plane, and it's like me and, like, I'm telling you, it had to be anywhere from like 5 to 10 other people on there. So I'm just like, oh my God. And like, the reason why I'm not like bugging out and wanting to get off this flight is because I really want to go to this seminar. And I know if I don't go on that flight, I'm going to not get there until tomorrow. And if I end up getting there like the next day, I'm going to miss a whole bunch of stuff. And I hate missing stuff when I go to an event. I don't like to miss anything. I hate to miss things so bad. Like, if I know I'm going to miss something, I'd rather not go to the complete event. That's how serious I am about making sure I get everything that I paid for and I invested my money for. So I'm like, this is crazy. So now I'm getting a little nervous, right? I'm bugging out just a little bit. And still, you know, everything's going on with the flight. I mean, the guy that the pilot doesn't even say anything about the weather, you know, a concern or anything. So we start pulling out. We're going on the runway, and I mean, the runway is like covered in snow. It's completely white. I'm like, I can't believe we're going on with this, but I'm just like having faith and belief that if we're still going along with this, it must be safe, it must be okay. So We finally start to move on the runway. We're going really, really fast. And then we finally lift up. And like the whole time I'm thinking, as long as we get off the ground, I think we're going to be okay. We got off the ground safely. And there was a whole bunch of clouds up in the sky, right? And we kept going up and up and up and up. And once we broke through the clouds, it was completely clear and it was completely sunny. I was so amazed. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So there we go with another situation. Just because something appears to be bad doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Let me give you another example. You know, I was married for like 9 years. And throughout that whole 9 years, like I really wanted to have kids. You know, I have like one son who's 16 right now. He was before my marriage. And I'm in the marriage for like 9 years, and I really wanted to have another kid. I really wanted to have another kid. But we were not having another kid, and she didn't want to have any more kids. Now, this is something that's appearing to me as being something that's bad. But after 9 years, you know, of going through a lot of stuff, you know, we ended up getting a divorce. So now I look back and I'm like, oh, thank God that I didn't have any kids, because I really didn't want to go through, you know, having another child with a woman that I'm not going to be with. You know, I've already been through that right now. I have a 16-year-old son. Obviously, I'm not with, you know, his mother anymore. So I don't want to, you know, experience that again with my second child. You know, the second child that I have, I want to make sure I have it with the right woman that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life to the day that I die. So once again, we have something that appears to be bad, but it's not really bad. It actually turns out to be something good. So this is very important, because when you're setting goals and when you're trying to do certain things in your life, see, there's an intelligence out there in the world. You know, God knows a lot more than you do. So when you ask for certain things, He knows the best way and the fastest way to get it for you. And the problem that most of us have is we want certain things, and we think in order to get those things, things have to happen in a certain way. And when they don't start to happen in the way that we think they should happen, we get stressed. We get stressed, and we start to believe that it's not going to happen, or maybe this is not for us and all that stuff. You see, this is what I have learned about this, is that the number one thing that I have to really focus on before doing anything else is what it is that I want. What is the outcome that I want? In everything. So like, if you want to make more money and you want to make a certain amount of money, you have to hold that picture in your mind, and you have to focus on that. Because if you have that thing that you want, if you're clear about it, you know exactly what you want, and your mind is stuck on that, don't worry about how it's going to happen. Go with the flow. Relax. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and it shall be open unto you. This is law. This is law. Whatever you ask for, you will get, if you focus on it and you work towards it. Don't get caught up in how it's going to happen. So since I have made these distinctions in my life, and I have really thought about this and really figured this out, this is how I'm able to eliminate all stress from my life. Because when something happens that appears to be bad, I just go all right, well, let me just make sure what I want is what I want, and I've been focusing on that, and I'm clear on that. So as long as my thinking is on that correctly, I just have to have faith and belief that what is actually taking place is part of the process. You got to take lemons and turn lemons into lemonade. Look at every situation. If it's not going your way, why is this not going my way? And like, okay, maybe because of this. Or if there's something that you want and it looks like it's not happening yet, maybe it's not happening yet because there's a different route that you have to take. Or even better than that, sometimes you can ask for this, and guess what? God really wants to give you something better. So he has to do all of these things. You know, he has to move all these things around and manipulate all these things and do all of these types of things that you're not even aware of and that you can't even see in order for him to deliver the thing that you want to you. So most of us get so stressed out about things because first of all, we don't really know what we want. We're not clear on that. And then at the same time, when we are clear on that, we get so caught up and so tied in to how it's actually going to happen, where we just need to have faith that God is the most powerful being in the world. He knows before we even know what we want and what's best for us. And we can get the things that we want a lot easier and a lot faster if we stop fighting with God's will. Bottom line. So because of this whole thing that I'm talking about on this video, and because of this way of thinking, man, I'm chilling all the time. I'm chilling all the time. Don't get me wrong, there's some things that I want, and I'm always focused on how can I get this faster. There's nothing wrong with that. How can I make this happen faster? How can I get this faster? And working on that. There is nothing wrong with that. But I don't get myself stressed out and worked up over something I don't have control of, because I've never heard of something good coming from a lot of negative energy being thrown out into the universe. I can't figure that one out. I can't figure that one out. I haven't seen it. You know, I believe that, you know, when you want certain things, and when you want certain things and you're continually throwing out negative energy into the world, all you're doing is blocking your own good. All you're doing is slowing down the process of manifestation. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I just know from my own personal experiences and from my own personal life that this is what I see and this is what I have learned. So my advice to you is give it a look, give it a shot, try it out. You know, I really believe that this will eliminate all of your stress. And if you want to have stress, put stress in your life because you want to consciously put stress in your life, you know, to move faster on some things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with putting pressure on yourself, but use pressure as something positive rather than something negative. Remember, you're in control of your life. You're the creator of your own world. You can do whatever you want to do. You can make anything that you want happen that you want it to happen. But be committed to the end result. Don't get too tied up in the process of how it's actually going to go into place. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on this video. I'm hoping I didn't go too long. You know, I've been talking about it in some of my videos. I'm trying to cut the time down on some of these. This video isn't really going to be, I don't know if I'm going to make this part of my Words of Wisdom series. You know what? I am going to make it one of my Words of Wisdom series. I'm going to add it to it right now. This is my Words of Wisdom series video, episode number 29 on, and the advice of today is get out of your own way. That's what this video is going to be. That's the tip, the words of wisdom for today. Get out of your own way. So before you go, this is what I want you to do. I want you to like this video if you liked it. I want you to share it. I want you to comment on it. I want you to leave me any questions that you have, because I can shoot another video to answer it. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you have not done so already, make sure you go over to leaderswhoshine.com to grab that free report that I have over there that shows a preview of my top selling book, Show Up, Step Out, and Shine. And that's all I got for you today. Until next time, my name is Rob Moore, reminding you to show up, step out, and shine. Now is your time, so make it shine. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day. I'll catch you later.